Hello, me again. Welcome, and this is World Building Wisdom. My name is Michael Carroll, and thank you for coming to my channel. It's been a while since I've made a video, but for those of you who are here, thank you so much, and it is deeply appreciated. So regarding today's topic, as you can probably tell from the thumbnail or the title description, or you can see on the screen over here. There we go. Over here, yeah. Now we are currently looking at the new Shadowdark RPG. It's currently on Kickstarter and it's raised almost 1 million in funds of a pledged $10,000 goal. So this, I don't know if it's the backlash from the whole OGL thing or what, but I suspect that it's going to do real well. It seems to be all the buzz right now as far as in the community. You can't go anywhere without seeing something about it. It's been covered by several YouTube channels like Professor Dungeon Master, Todd Michael Putnam is another one. Yeah, good friend of mine. So let's take a look at it ourselves and let's see what we can find out here. I'm just going to switch this transition over here. Let's go to my Adobe. There we go. Shadowdark, the role-playing game. No, it's from what I've watched and read about this. This is going to be a pretty visceral game, so it's going to be pretty hardcore. So, because a lot of people are switching over due to the power creep that you experience in 5e. There is once your characters start getting above 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th level, they start getting an absurd amount of power. And it just doesn't make sense to like throw dragon after dragon or a double beholder and a lich, unless some people are into the whole hero aspect of the game. However, I digress. Some people would argue against that. Some people like the difficulty of old school versus the 5e system, which most people feel as though it gives people too easy of a way out, like the death saving throws and the whole mechanics about after you make those death saves, or if you get healed even back up to 1 HP, you can function just as well. But that's just the rules as written. Obviously as a DM you can change this up to however you would like to do it. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I heard this that this module here kind of combines the best of the old school and the new school mechanics, and so let's just take a real quick look. I'm just going to scroll through here and kind of pick out some things. This is the player's guide, what I've got here, and I've also got the I was scrolling a little bit there earlier, but this is the DM's guide, like the Quickstart guide, and you can download these PDFs for free off of Drive-Thru RPG, I believe is where I got these from. I can put a link down in the description here, but yeah, we'll view this from a perspective of a player for the time being. So, gear, you have 10 slots, or your strength stat. So, hold on, maybe I'm not going to carry a number of items equal to your strength stat or 10. Okay, so say if you have a strength stat higher than 10, you could use your strength modifier anyway, but each one of these is just as some examples here, per gear slot cost, okay, player turn, all gear besides typical clothing fills in 1 gear slot. Oh, okay. So this is taking in all this into effect, like flint steel, I see, oil in a flask, a lantern, torch. Okay. Okay, I get it. Gear that is hard to transport might fill more than 1 spot. Okay. Quantity per gear slot. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. 20 arrows takes up 1 slot. You can have a maximum of 20. Okay, I get it. First one is free to carry. Okay. So you could try to decide here as to what you would be carrying with you on your turn. So you're just not carrying an absurd amount on you at all times. You know, encumbrance is obviously something that can be ignored in 5e, especially if you have like a bag of holding or something, you know. You really got to worry about it there. So, player turn. Countdown timers for your spells and other effects. Take an action to move up to near. Split up in any way. Move near again if skipping an action. Ah, okay. So you can split up your movement. So I wonder if that means like if you've got more than one attack, I'm going to run up here and attack this goblin and use the rest of my movement to get over here to this goblin and apply my axe to his face. I don't know. That's pretty cool. The GM describes the results. Okay. Then we have difficulty class. Okay. 9, 12, 15. Okay. Distance of movement. Close, near, far. Climbing, dexterity or strength check, half speed. Fall by 5+ feet. 1d6 damage for every 10. So that seems to be pretty standard. That's a 5e rule right there. Moving through. Move freely through allies. I don't know how I feel about that. But I guess that's fine. You can just shove someone out of the way, but you think in the midst of battle, you don't want to, like, plumb run over somebody, you know? Again, I digress. You know, play the game however you wish. I'm just saying, that seems a little odd. But that's fine. This is a game. We're not here to do... This is real life, man. I want my elf to fucking go through here and do this shit. No, it doesn't work like that. No. Okay. Anyway, let's go on. This is just a quick start guide? Jeez. Are you kidding me? There's 68 slides in this thing for a quick start guide. Oh, okay. Alright, well. Okay, well. Let's go on through. We won't cover everything on this because the video it'd be an absurd length. So, spell focus. Can't cast other focus spells while focusing. Okay, fair enough. Make a spellcasting check at the start of your turn for the spell. Success, the spell stays in effect until the start of your next turn. Okay. So like if you're making a concentration check, you have to make this roll, you have to make this check every time. So I guess that's regardless if anything's trying to interrupt your concentration. Failure, the spell ends. Okay, if you're not focusing, you do not lose the ability to cast that spell. So distraction, immediately make a spell casting check to maintain focus. Okay. Shadowdark, player quick start guide for the Shadowdark RPG. Writing, design, and layout. Kelsey Dion. We got some gorgeous artwork on here as well in this, from what I've seen. Okay, maybe I should have just went down to the basics. Rules light encourages quick decisions rather than hunting through the rule book for answers. Yeah, there's a lot of that. You ever be sitting at a table and someone who hasn't looked at their character sheet in months decides to figure out what move they're going to do? It can be painful. Definitely slows things down, especially when most people only have about 3 to 4 hours. The more that you can streamline that is better. So, characters. Describe your character's actions and tell them to the referee or the GM. GM determines whether your actions are successful and describes the results. Back and forth between you and the GM and your adventuring companions grows and shapes the game world. So, brings us all back around to that collective storytelling and how dice are always telling the best stories, unless It's just something specifically that the GM wants to push through. So we'll go back up here. Describe an action. On your turn, describe an action you want to do. For example, you could say you're going to shoot your bow at a troll. Okay. Making a check. Okay, that's all pretty standard. Rounds. Each person takes a turn, starting with the GM and going clockwise. Now, I personally do this if I have a lot of people at my table. And, you know, that kind of takes the initiative count out of it, you know. Or I've also seen people, they'll take the person with the highest initiative. I've seen them talk about that. And then they'll start clockwise going that way. So that's fine too. But it cuts down on a lot of the whose turn is it, or, you know, it just seems like they're cutting out a lot of the fat out of this. So that's good. That's good. Okay. Pretty standard. Dice. Okay. Multiples. 3d6. 3 6-sided dice, roll them together and add them. Okay. Okay. Stat goes from 3 to 18. It has a bonus or penalty called a modifier or mod from -4 to +4. Okay. So no more going up to +20. Okay, it's all pretty standard stuff here. Checks, risky, yeah, okay. Making a check, blah, hit points. Lose hit points. Typical weapons deal 1d6 damage to your HP. You regain HP after a night of rest. Okay, characters at 0 HP die in 1d4 plus Constitution modifier rounds. Dead characters are retired from play. So I wonder how they pick people up. Look at this artwork. Look at that. That just oozes first edition vibes right there. That's dope. Okay, characters. Both the wise and the foolish risk their fortunes in the Shadowdark. The darkness decides who is who. It's scary. Very scary. So we got a name, Ancestry, your character's cultural and ancestral heritage. Class, your character's job. Okay. You start first level and you gain levels by earning XP. You start with 0 experience. Okay. You gain XP based on the treasure and boons you earn from adventuring. So you could literally just sit there and slay an army of orcs and they have 5 gold pieces between them. Not even gain a level. Wow. Okay, that's intense. So alignment and deity, okay. Title, as you gain levels, your prestige grows. Your title is based on your level, class, and alignment. Okay, that's interesting. Background, your history and past experience, okay. Stats, 6 scores that determine your physical and mental characteristics. Hit points represent the amount of injury you can sustain before you die. Okay. AC, armor class, okay. AC starts at 10, plus your dexterity modifier. Wearing armor changes your AC. Okay. Attacks, talents. Your special abilities, your class, ancestry, and talent rolls grant you these. The benefit of talents combined, even the same talent roll multiple times. Okay. Okay. Spells, gear, it goes back to that equal to 10 or your strength stat. So, assuming if you have a really high strength stat, you can carry more stuff. Okay, first level characters, fledglings. So, background. So it's got some random tables here. Okay. So you can roll these. So what I've been seeing a lot of people do is not saying, well, I'm going to be a wizard. You know, because I think with this, how you roll for stats is you roll 3d6. You add those together, And you start with strength, and you go to dexterity, constitution, and then I can't even think of the top of my head. Strength, dexterity, constitution, wisdom, intellect, charisma. Whatever you get for that roll on each one of those is that stat. So you may roll up a character you really wanted to play a wizard, but you don't have the intellect stat for it. You may have to use something else. But given the brutality that I've seen of some of these sessions, it doesn't really matter. You're gonna be rolling a lot of characters. This is brutal. So it's got a bunch of different things here, as you can see. Okay, here we go. This is what I was talking about. There we go. So it's got your stats and your modifiers here. So I guess you can go at 18 plus, but it's not going to give you any more of a benefit with the modifier. Okay. You can't go any worse than a 1. 1 to 3. So could you imagine rolling 3d6 and getting a 3? Ugh. -4. Couldn't imagine. Need you to make a strength saving throw against this rock that's falling down this cliff at you. You roll a 4 and get a 0. Ugh. Okay. That's obviously it's going back into the. Okay, well, it's got a thing here. Optionally, if none of your stats are 14 or higher, you may roll a new set of 6 numbers. Okay. So if you roll the 6 stats, 3d6, and you don't reach one single 14, you can redo it. But if you do, you have to use the stats that you were given. So that's crazy. And obviously this is all pretty standard D&D and stat stuff here. Ancestry. Oh, okay, so Ancestry is like the race of your characters and stuff. Okay. We got a dwarf. Okay. Goblin, elf, halfling. What else we got? Half-orc and human. Okay, then it goes right into your classes. I just love the artwork in this. That is so cool. So it's got a few things here. I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but you can't be surprised. Okay, it looks like each one of them's got like a unique thing tied to the ancestry. So, halfling. What does this say? Once per day, you can become invisible for 3 rounds. Easy there, Bilbo. Start getting too attached to that ring. DM's gonna come and get you. So let's see. Let's go on. Okay. You gain an additional talent roll at first level. So, okay. So I'm still learning about some of this stuff here. Fighter class. Okay. All weapons, all armor and shields, hit points 1d8 per level. Okay. Add your constitution modifier, if positive, to your gear slots. Okay. So that means that you could put your strength and your constitution modifier. So you carry a lot of stuff. So you'd kind of be like, packing everybody's stuff for the group. So that's cool. Weapon mastery, get a +1 attack and damage to that weapon. Okay. In addition, add half your level to these rolls. +1 to attack and damage to that weapon. In addition, add half your level to these rolls. Round down. Okay. So it doesn't get too crazy. So at most, you'd be able to add to your damage as a +5. Or +6, rather. Grit. Choose strength or dexterity. You have advantage on checks of that type to overcome opposing force, such as kicking open a stuck door or slipping free from rusty chains. Okay. Fighter. Okay, here we go. Talents. So let's just say we picked a human. We could roll 2d6 and we would get one of these effects here. Oh, wow. So it's really not that detrimental, even if you roll bad, because you have all sorts of opportunities here to add stats to your stuff. Okay. It's pretty cool. Nice little photo up of the fighter there. Really cool art in this. We have a priest. Let's see. Seems pretty standard. Okay, all armor and shields. 1d6 per level is their hit dice. Turn undead. Turn this phone off too. Okay. Deity. Okay, that's pretty standard stuff. Choose a god to serve and matches your alignment. You have a holy symbol for your god. It takes up no gear slots. So that's good. That's one of the things, I was kind of concerned about. Spellcasting, you can cast priest spells that you know. You know 2 tier 1 spells of your choice from the priest spell list on page 57. Each time you gain a level, you choose a new priest spell to learn according to the priest spells known table. Okay. So same thing here. To get your random talents, I'll leave these up here for a second for you to look at. Spells known by spell tier. Okay. So I guess we only have a maximum of 10 levels. And that's your tier? Or is this your level? I don't know. Yeah, that's right. This isn't your level. These are your tiers, because this isn't changing. Okay, cool. So first level you got 2 spells, second level 3, 3, and then 1, 3 and 2, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Cool. The thief class. My favorite, personally. I've always enjoyed the sneaky, backstabby, steal all your shit type class. Let's see. 1d4 per level on that hit dice. Oh, wow. Oh, no. Okay. So let's say you have a negative con modifier. God, that's brutal. Like, you would have to be so careful. So you have advantage on these associated checks. Okay, climbing, sneaking, and hiding. Okay, that's good. That's good. You're going to need all the advantage you can get, not being seen. Hope that you can surprise them or, catch them off guard or something. That's crazy. If you hit a creature who is unaware of your attack, you deal an extra weapon die of damage. Add additional weapon dice to your equal. Okay. That's cool. Club, crossbow, dagger, short bow, short sword. We have the thief talents here. We got some more awesome artwork. Going down to getting some treasure. Wizard class. Rune tattooed depths, bespeckled magi, and flame conjuring witches who dare to manipulate the fell forces of magic. Weapons: dagger, staff. No Gandalf in here. You ain't getting no sword, son. Again, the 1d4 per item level. Or for hit dice. Why am I saying item level? What's wrong with me? Okay, languages. Nothing too crazy there. Learning spells. You can permanently learn a wizard spell from any spell scroll by studying it for a day and succeeding on a DC 15 intelligence check. Cool. Whether you succeed or fail, you expend the spell scroll. I like that. I like that a lot. Spells you learn in this way don't count towards your known spells. Okay, that's cool. So technically, you could be a level 1 wizard and find a scroll of Fireball. You can learn Fireball level 1. If your DM's going to do that, or if you happen to hit lucky on the random roll tables, which, that's cool. That's cool. I like the whole dynamic there. They're giving you some tools to kind of make up if you roll bad on your initial setup, which is that's cool. I like how everything also is not just getting so game breaking towards, level 5 and on, like you're not becoming this crazy. Put you more in the aspect of like Lord of the Rings or like Game of Thrones or something like that. Nothing like D&D's kind of became its own thing. Like at level 15 through 20, you're fighting, gods and stuff like that. Which it's cool. Being a hero is cool. It's awesome. But sometimes, I guess the best. I guess the best analogy I have for this is that there's people out there who play Dark Souls for a reason. They don't play it because it's particularly easy. It's because it's rewarding to do something hard and difficult and make your way through it. And it seems like this game is really, really catered to that. So that's awesome. I like this. Okay, spellcasting. You can cast wizard spells, okay? 3 tier 1 spells of your choice. Each time you gain a level, you choose new wizard spells to learn. For casting wizard spells, see spellcasting. Okay. So they get a lot more spells to cast. They get a lot. That's crazy. And I also heard too, I don't know if you can have 4 of each of these levels and you can cast them as much as you want. Maybe I'm reading into that wrong. I don't know. We'll go on. I'm about halfway through now. I'm on page 26. Titles. As you gain levels, your title changes to reflect and as you gain levels, your title changes to reflect an increase in your fame or infamy. There we go. Your legend begins to precede you as renown grows for good or for ill. An improved title could present opportunities that you were previously out of your reach. So, we got some fighter titles here? Okay. So I like that. I like how it kind of Squire, okay. Lift for lawful or chaotic or neutral. Okay, you can move on up. Warrior, Barbarian, Battle Rager, War Chief, and Chieftain. That's cool. I like that. Okay, priest titles. Like I said, I don't want to ramble on too much, but that's awesome. I love the artwork on this. He's just up there. He's got like a pigeon hanging out with him, scoping out the guard who's asleep down here. That's cool. Thief titles, okay. Ooh, that chaotic, that assassin or wraith. That's cool. That's cool. I like it. I love this. Wizard titles, okay. Archmage, okay. Sorcerer, neutral druid. Interesting. Of course, we have alignments. So there's only 3 alignments. Okay, I like this. Again, this artwork, so awesome. Beautiful. Well done. Love that. Destruction, ambition, wickedness. Okay. Survival of the fittest, right? Good of the whole, okay. Neutral. Nature must take its course. Okay. Okay, here's our languages. I like how it has it all broke down into who speaks this. That's awesome. Rare languages. Okay. Again, with the diabolic language. That's cool. And we have our deities. You all can pause the screen here if you want to look through some of this, or you can download the PDF for free. Like I said, this is just the playtest, so anyone can go and download this. I love that they've just given us so much information to really get us involved with it. Like just seeing, I can see why this, Kickstarter has so many backers, because they're just so open with their product and stuff. It's like, here, try this, play this. We love D&D. We want you all to see what we're working with, and to work with us to help achieve these goals. That's great. Okay, we got gear. Obviously, standard piece. Okay, 1 gold piece is worth 10 silver pieces and 100 copper pieces. Okay. Oil flask. Lantern. So that's another thing in this. Torches burn for 1 hour of actual time. So if you're in a dungeon, your torch is going to be burning for an hour's worth of real time. And if it goes out, you don't have any torches, you're up the creek, bud. And also in this game, no one, I repeat, no one has dark vision. None. Doesn't exist. Even in like with elves or dwarves or anything like that. Nah. No. So that's cool. Got our basic gear, okay. Gear slots again. Crawling kit. It uses 7 gear slots and contains the following items. Okay. So that leaves you 3 spaces for weapons, armors, or potions. I don't see any potions here. Okay. Yeah. So, might be something to consider. Okay, so here we go in armor and how many gear slots it costs. Plate costs 3, so you... Oh, that's great if you have a crawling kit. Well, I guess if you're wearing plate, you're not going to be just the 10 slot guy, right? Obviously, you're going to be the buff fighter guy or gal, and you're going to have the increased strength score, so... Okay, that's fine. I also like that they included the AC mods here. And then you got your properties. Disadvantage on stealth, swim, okay. So you probably move at half speed, I'd imagine. Plate mail, no swim. And disadvantage on stealth, which as it should be. Shield occupies 1 hand, okay. Mithril, metal armor only. And it takes away a gear slot. Interesting. So that must be like the pinnacle. No penalty to stealth or swimming. Okay. And we have all of our weapons that are in the game. Let's leave this here for a second so you can go through it. It shows how many slots it takes up. Okay. So I guess the F is finesse. Okay, yeah. Finesse, thrown, and then we have like the weapon types. So character names. I like how you can roll for this. That's cool. Level advancement. Okay. Treasures and boons. So you get your talents at these designated levels, and this is for all classes. I see this resets every level, so it doubles. Well, not doubles, but it start over. Okay. I like that. That is awesome. It's gameplay. Shadowdark is like a sleeping bear. Only go near it if you have a 10-foot pole and prepared to die. Wise words. Okay, advantage. Okay, canceling. Okay, natural 20. And does a critical hit. Okay. So we can probably The D6 Decider. There's a random chance for an outcome, such as whether a drop torch goes out, the GM calls for a D6 roll. At 1 through 3 results in the worst outcome for the players, and at 4 to 6 results in the better one. Interesting. And this just says rolling the dice. It doesn't say anything about combat. It's just gameplay. Oh shit. Could you imagine getting to a dungeon? First thing you do when you get in there, your DM says, roll D6. 3. You drop your torch into a puddle of water. You can't light it back. And then you're going through your whole dungeon. Hopefully someone else has one. If not, you're just going to have to walk right back out. That's crazy. A luck token. Okay. Cash in your luck token to re-roll any roll you just made. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. You can also give your luck token to a companion. Okay. So you can award these as a GM. Okay, cool. Alternatively, GM might only give out 1 luck token per player during a game session as grim, difficult, or dark. Okay. I'm liking this. Okay, using your stats. So if you've played any sort of tabletop RPG, so you probably are pretty familiar with that. Those seem to be pretty straightforward. Nothing out of the ordinary there. Making checks. Okay, it just goes into your difficulty here. Pose checks, okay. Time. This is what I was talking about, the torches. One minute or hour to the game is equal to 1 minute or hour in real time. This matters for tracking light sources because most light sources only last for 1 hour of real time. Going back to the torches. If you can't track real time in your game, assume 1 hour is equal to 10 rounds. I like that. Cool. So, this goes back to turn order here. Everyone rolls a d20 and adds their dex modifier. The GM adds the highest dex modifier of any monsters if relevant. Person who rolled the highest takes the first turn, and the turn order moves clockwise from that individual. Okay. Cool. Counters. Okay. Crawling. Darkness, danger, and myth reign supreme. All characters need light to see, but that's not true for the darkness adapted beings of the Shadowdark. They can see you, but you can't see them. That's cool. I like that. Any area outside the character's light sources is in total darkness. Okay. While in total darkness, a creature who is not darkness adapted has disadvantage on most tasks it tries to undertake, as determined by the GM. Also, the environment becomes deadly. Check for random encounter every crawling round. Okay, so this could get real nasty real quick. That's cool. Movement, conditions. It's got some actions here. Resting. Okay, here we go. Injured characters can rest or recover from their wounds. To rest, a character must consume a ration and sleep for 8 hours. So that's the rest to regain their HP. Sleep can be broken up for light and routine tasks, such as taking a turn on watch. So it can, okay, that's fine. That's fine. It's essentially the way it is now, taking a long rest. Some people, If they have to take a watch or something, that's fine. No big deal. Each stressful interruption of rest, including combat, requires an affected character to make a DC 12 Constitution check. On a failure, the character consumes a ration but gains no benefit from the resting. Ooh. Okay, on a success, a character who successfully rests regains all lost hit points and recovers any stat damage that was not permanent. Additionally, some talent spells and other items regain their ability to be used after successful rest. Then we have danger level here. Characters can rest anywhere, but doing so inside a dungeon or a perilous environment carries a high chance of failure due to the risk of a random encounter. While the characters are resting, see, I do something similar. So for a long rest, what is it, 6 to 8 hours? Okay, I'll roll a D100 every hour, and if it's above a 50, I'll consult a random, encounter guide and have their sleep interrupted. Thus, not allowing them to take a long rest can really put some stress on them, especially if they've had a really heavy, encounter fight and everything. So, cool. Need a light source while resting. Characters can combine 3 torches into a campfire that can't be moved once lit. Campfire lasts up to 8 hours. Okay. 3 torches make a campfire. Lasts 8 hours. Cool. Okay, hiding and sneaking. Hiding limitations. Okay. Combat. Determine surprise. Combat initiative. Combat turns. Okay. Damage. Okay. So we go into terrain. Stabilize. Okay, this is the death thing here. Okay, that's what I was talking about. Character who goes to 0 HP falls unconscious and is dying. A character who goes above 0 HP wakes up and is no longer dying. Death timer. A dying character rolls 1d4 plus their con modifier, minimum of 1 total on their turn. They die in that many rounds unless healed or stabilized. I like this mechanic because everyone hates death saving throws. You get brought back up to 1 HP and you're good. Obviously, some people have adopted some other systems, like every time you get brought back above, being unconscious, you start the next set of death saving throws with already one against you that you failed. So you do that 3 times, your character's dead, but it's still pretty easy to keep someone up, especially if you have a cleric. So, but I like the way this is done. That's good. Stabilize. An intelligent being can give first aid to a dying creature at close range. On a successful DC 15 intelligence check, the target stops dying, but is still unconscious. And then obviously death. Character who perishes is retired from the game. So casting spells. This is one of the things I wanted to get into. That's different than the standard 5e right now. Spellcasters use the raw power of creation and destruction to bend reality, shaping it to the will of their gods or ambitions. So let's see. Okay, it goes a little bit here. When you cast a spell, you evoke magic to cause an effect. Casting a spell takes your action. Okay. Characters with spellcasting talent can cast spells. To cast a wizard spell, you must make a spell casting check by rolling 1d20 plus your intelligence modifier. Priest is a wisdom modifier. The DC to successfully cast a spell is 10 plus the spell's tier. Oh! So to cast a tier 5 spell, you would have to roll a 10 plus the 5. So you'd have to make a 15 in order to cast that tier 5 spell. If you succeed on your spell casting check, the spell takes effect. If you fail your spell casting check, the spell does not take effect, and you cannot cast that spell again until you complete a rest. Nice. So it's got some rules here for critical successes. That's cool. So we'll just go through it here real quick. Critical success. If you roll a natural 20 on your spellcasting check, you may double one of the spell's numerical effects. This remains in effect on a focus spell until your next focus check. Critical failure. If you roll a natural 1 on your spellcasting check, the spell does not take effect. If it was a focus spell, the spell immediately ends. So, wizard spells. If the spell was a wizard spell, you can't cast that spell again until you successfully complete a rest. You must also roll on the wizard mishap table corresponding with the spell's tier. Cool. So, pre-spells. If the spell was a pre-spell, your deity is greatly displeased and revokes its power. You can't cast that spell again until you complete a ritualistic penance to your deity and successfully complete a rest. Wow. Okay. The GM determines the exact nature of your penance and must undertake that you must undertake based on your deity and alignment. Penance requires holy quest, ritualistic atonement, or material sacrifice you can donate or destroy. Nice. This is so good. Inadequate or subversive penance, such as donating your sacrifice to a party member, only displeases your deity further and makes the spell loss permanent. So you actually, the sacrifice value, you sacrifice gold. Gold in this game is your XP. Oh. Oh. I love it. I love it. So here we have wizard mishaps. This is like a tier 1 and 2. So we can go through these. Okay, explosion, you take 1d8 damage. That's cool. I love these. The horror. You scream uncontrollably for 3 rounds in Primordial, drawing lots of attention. Be sitting there just freaking out, act like you're possessed. That's that's great. So we got scrolls and wands, okay. It goes into a little bit more about their functions and stuff. I'm gonna try to speed through this a little bit. Video's getting kind of long. Spell attributes. Like I said, so far what I've seen from this, it's super, super good. So we got our spell list. Looks like a lot of stuff. Oh, cool. To get smite. Priest. So priest could be also like a paladin sort of thing. That's cool. And we have wizard stuff. More spells. So this just kind of goes into their descriptions and stuff. Just keep going. Wow. So I think that's it. They got a Discord server. It's got their Discord link right here. Cool. Arcane Library. Yeah. Definitely go check out Kelsey's video on this. She did a much better job than what I did describing this. And I can see what all the hype's about. It seems to be a very visceral sort of implementation into the fantasy tabletop RPG universe that we're also very fond of, combining the best rules of the past and the present and into the future. I think that this is going to do very well. Some other things that's kind of been on my radar here lately is the Kobold Press stuff and the stuff from what is wrong with me? I can't even talk right now. Piezo, if I can think of it as I'm putting this video together. Pathfinder. Haha! That, that thing right there. Yeah, I just I'm so looking forward to the stuff that everyone's coming out with. It's gonna be nice, and I believe that my buddy Todd was right on the money with this sort of thing. Like the kind of controversy and the stuff that happened earlier in the year has kind of brought about this whole new renaissance of people creating these new systems. And I think that the gaming community as a whole is going to benefit with it, from this. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be really interesting to see what this the rest of this year holds. I'm not. I don't hate on no one for anything like that. You play the systems that you want to play. If you like D&D, if you like 5e, that's fine. If you like Pathfinder, that's fine. Whatever else. You play what brings your friends to the table for y'all to sit down and have a good time. Everyone gets together. It's such a rare thing. So, but anyway, thank you all for being here and enjoying my ramblings here. And it's also got a character sheet here, so you can probably print that off, and maybe we could create us a Shadowdark character in our next video. So we'll see. I also got some more random tables and stuff here. Cool. So if you want to make a random character, you can do that. Very nice. I love it. So anyway, I digress. Thank you all for being here, and once again, sorry for the not really making any uploads or anything here lately. With life and everything, it's been pretty difficult to find the time to do something like this and to actually get to sit down and relax. But let me know what you think about the Shadowdark RPG. Is it something that you and your table is going to start to implement? Or are you guys going to give it a shot? See how you like it. And if you all enjoy content like this, let me know down in the comments, and I'll make some more videos on it. You never know, I might invite my group to play some Shadowdark and see exactly how that goes. But thank you, and I'm gonna try to shut down this stream here without shutting down everything. There we go. Okay, I think we're good. All right, thanks.